I'm Sharon Graves. I'm president of the Madison County Historical Society, and I also work for the City of Richmond part-time as the historical properties interpreter.
Madison County Live and Good News is brought to you by these great sponsors. So you got some donations from Mr. Wager. So tell us about that and tell us how all that came about.
I've known Charlie for several years, and Charlie has a great interest in Madison County history, even though he lives in Fairfield, Ohio, and has lived there for most of his adult life. And Charlie and I have been talking about this collection for a number of years. He has wanted to bring it back to Madison County, but its time has never been right. But now that his health is not the best, he's decided it's a good time that he can see it brought back here. And so he I contacted him to check on him. He said, Sharon, it's time. And so we got together. He has an attorney friend in Owensboro, worked out all the paperwork, along with George Nelson Ridings, who's the president of the Battle of Richmond Association, and his father, who is good friends with Charlie, and Herschel Sparks. We drove up there on a Friday, went through the artifacts one by one. Charlie told stories about each one of them. I videotaped it, so we have provenance of every item, and we brought them back, and they're stored in the vaults of City Hall until we can get proper display arranged at the Battle of Richmond Visitor Center. There are numerous items. Several of them he had in display cases already, and so he sent the display cases with us. But the main items that you see in the pictures, there are 3 guns. 2 are rifles, one's a musket. One is an 1850s Harper's Ferry musket that was used by the Confederates. It was cut off, so we know the cavalry would have used it because they needed shorter rifles, or muskets rather. And that was picked up on the battlefield by an enslaved man that belonged to the Covington family. It passed down through that enslaved man's family to the 1950s, and then Charlie was given it by a direct descendant of the Covington man. And so he has had that in his possession ever since. So it has a good provenance on it, directly off the field. Now, a lot of the items Charlie dug on the farm that is now Battlefield Park, because his family was very good friends with the Herndons.
Okay.
And so they allowed him to come out, and whatever he found, they allowed him to keep it.
Very nice.
So one of the items is a fragment of a cannonball that was found in the front yard. He feels that's possibly the one that hit the side of the Pleasant View house and bounced off. He feels very comfortable in saying that's a probability. There's also a canteen that was found on the battlefield. It's Confederate because it's wooden. Has 2 names on it. Blair is on one side, Broadfoot is on the other. We have researched those. The Broadfoot we have identified as being at the battle. I can't remember the names. Blair, there's so many of them that we can't put him at the battle. And because there's 2 names on it, it was probably lost in battle and somebody else picked it up and kept it. There's also 2 Yankee canteens that were metal, and so they're rusted a bit. There is a D Guard saber that was Confederate, and that's one of the big items in the collection, as is the wooden canteen.
What's the plan in the future? Can you give us some ETA or anything like that?
Can't give you an ETA because the city has taken over Battlefield, or it's been given Battlefield Park by the county. There's some updates going on in the security, and we want to make sure that is all correct before we do anything out at the visitor center. Proper display cases and interpretation is going to have to take place as well. So do not have an ETA. We hope to have some of the items on display at the Battle of Richmond reenactment in August.
Cool.
We'll have those at Pleasant View. We do have the open forum, and that's on July the 13th at the Richmond Library, 5:30. Refreshments are served, and we do have door prizes this time.
Oh, nice.
Yes, so make sure you can come. It's open, free to the public. We want everybody to show up. And it's just for the purpose of discussing history.
Sure.
There'll be a short agenda telling everyone what the Historical Society has accomplished, or has done, or is working on, and then gauging everybody's interest, and we'll talk about just whatever comes up. Last time we did it in January, we had about 25 people show up, and we got a lot of interest. A lot of different people had different interests. And then August the 5th, which is a Saturday, is our annual recognition program. There will be a press release next week with the award winners in that.
Excellent.
We're on Facebook, and we also have an email address, which is info@MadisonCountyHistory.org. We do not have a permanent location, so the best way to reach us is through the website or through the email, and then we'll get back to you.
All right. Sharon, is there anything that I may have forgot to mention that you want to mention?
We're very indebted to Charlie for making sure that this collection gets back to Madison County. It is on loan. We do not know how long we'll have it, but it has been documented, and we feel certain that, and not only, there's another item that I have not seen yet. It's an officer's field desk that was found in a barn at Kingston that we feel certain was left from the Battle of Richmond as well. So we do not have that yet in our possession. And he also found a lot of broad axes that were found on the farm, so those had been there at the around that time.
Right, right. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you, Sharon.
Well, thank you.